Hey, welcome in. Well, it looks like CNN is hitting the brick wall of reality, as well as I imagine a lot of Biden voters are hitting that same brick wall of reality. Now, CNN had decided to reshape their entire business around Orange Man Bad. And it was a simple plan. Orange Man was responsible for all of the bad things in the world, all the bad things that happen. And the Democrats, and then eventually Joe Biden, was going to come along and fix everything and make everything normal again and nice. And there'd be no nasty tweets or anything like that. And so, of course, they portrayed everything that Trump did as being bad and a disaster, and it was the end of the world. And then, of course, Biden was going to come along and fix it all. And they really put themselves in a corner there, didn't they? They really did. Because their ratings were entirely based on hating one person. And sure, since Trump has been out, they tried to turn Tucker Carlson into the new bad man. And then they tried to turn Ron DeSantis into the new bad man. Hasn't really worked out. Looks like they've lost 2/3 of their audience. Here's the headline. CNN ratings are plummeting post-Trump. More than 2/3 of the audience gone. Now, according to media critic Joe Concha, the drop CNN is experiencing is profound. On Friday, not one program broke 900,000 total viewers. Prime averaged less than 800,000 overall. For comparison, the network averaged 2.74 million viewers in January. So we're talking about more than 2/3 of the audience gone. And MSNBC has lost a lot of viewers as well, although Maddow still seems to be doing quite well. But CNN is, these are really, really low. You can see only 753,000 at 8 p.m., 881,000 at 9 p.m., at 10 p.m., 764,000. So it looks like their strategy was profitable for a while, and now it's just not. Because it turns out that all of their viewers were just obsessed with hating Trump. And again, they promised that Biden was going to fix everything. So if you want to hold on to any of that audience, you've really got, things have to go well for Biden, you would think. Because, you've got two options. Either you can just lie and present everything that happens under Biden as good, right? Or you can just not cover it. You have to do one of those two things. You can't say that it's bad because your audience is going to get mad at you. But the other two don't work either. Because if there's big things happening and you don't cover it, well, people are going to go somewhere else because they still want to know. And say you've been waiting in line for 4 hours to get gas somewhere on the East Coast. And CNN either doesn't cover it or they just say it's not happening. There's no winning solution there for them. And it's not Trump's fault. And they can't say it's Trump's fault. And even their own viewers at this point, would they believe them if they did? Maybe they're going to blame it on Trump tonight. Who knows? But there's a lot happening here. And it's not really going the way that CNN predicted. Here's a story. Border crisis. Everybody knows by now about the huge border crisis that's happening in the United States. 5 unaccompanied migrant girls found abandoned in Texas. A farmer said he discovered the baby girls hungry and crying. This is an awful story. And this is not Trump. This is Biden. Biden, as soon as he got in, reversed all of Trump's border policies. Biden owns this. How is CNN going to cover that? The only honest way to cover it is to criticize the Biden administration and say, maybe you should return to the Trump policies. But they can't do that, you see, because they told you that everything he did is evil. How about inflation? That's a big story right now. Dollar hovers near 10-week lows as inflation expectations skyrocket. That's not good for people. That means they can buy less. That means their savings are worth less. U.S. consumer prices surge in March. Pushing inflation to 2.5-year high. And you know what? They don't have Trump to kick around anymore. They don't. Biden has to own this. How about this? April's jobs report was a disaster. There are plenty of jobs, but no one to fill them. That's because they can make more money not working than actually working. Biden has to own that, I'm afraid. How about this? Israel launches airstrikes after rockets fired from Gaza in day of escalation. Things are setting off in the Middle East. This isn't Trump. Here's some Trump. Donald Trump's deal of the century. Israel's peace deal with 4 countries. 4 peace deals from Trump. Trump owns that. Biden owns this. And you can say, well, Biden's not responsible for that. There just seems to be a lot of things all going wrong at the same time. And I don't know, is it a coincidence? You've also got the pipeline hacking. These are some of the states that have declared a state of emergency over gas shortages. And this is actually from CNN Business. So is this Biden's fault? Well, I can tell you, if it happened under Trump, it would be Trump's fault. Absolutely. So CNN has got a problem covering these kinds of stories. They either have to lie about them or ignore them. And they don't have their, orange Darth Vader anymore. The audience of people who just want to hear about why they should hate the orange man, they're gone now. And my prediction is that we just see outlets like CNN and MSNBC actually just become more and more ridiculous and absurd. And just keep digging the hole deeper for themselves because there's no other way. They don't know how to do anything else. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Please subscribe, like, and share. That really helps me out. If you'd just like to listen, there's the podcast Radio Baloney. It's on pretty much every platform. If you look for it, you will find it. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.